Ask very simple questions. Have you been successful in the deals you've been in? Have they paid you out successfully? Have you had any concerns up till now? And what are the things that you find are working best? Very simple core questions that hopefully open the door to being able to confirm, do they have a good reference with this guy, a good history with the guy? If you can't find anybody who has been paid out on a previous deal, you might consider not investing.
I am Christina Suter, and this is the Real Estate Breakthrough Show, where we talk about the reality of real estate, the mindset you need in order to face the reality of what it is, and tips and tricks to get you moving forward in investing. I am your host, Christina Suter.
Today, I want to talk a little bit about real estate and your real estate education. Now, I actually educate people on real estate. I have a mastermind class that I actually educate people on. And in that mastermind class, I actually do talk about how you're going to vet syndication deals. Very important that you do your due diligence before you invest in a syndication. But today I'm going to make it super, super simple. I'm going to keep it super short. How to vet a syndication deal, 5 simple ideas. How to vet a syndication deal, 5 simple ideas. So let me just start with idea number 1. When you're looking at a syndication deal, there are 2 important chunks to look at: the deal and the people. The people are very important. I would say the people in the deal is more than 50% of your consideration of the deal. The other piece is the deal itself. Do not overlook that there is the deal and there's people. So suggestion number 2, simple idea number 2 is, does the deal work? Just ask yourself the question, does this deal work? Will buying this house or buying this apartment building in this neighborhood bring an increase in rents if they actually value add to it in this way? Is this deal going to work? And do the research that you need to do to confirm that that deal is going to work and their financial assumptions are accurate for that neighborhood. So does the deal work is your first question to look at. The second thing to look at, but the third tip is, or the third simple idea is, do the principals know this area and do they have a long history? And what I mean by that is, I invested in a syndication deal once that was with a real estate agent that I knew who was a top-notch real estate agent in multi-units in Los Angeles. He wanted to be a syndicator who ran a deal, a flip, in Arlington, Texas. And I missed it. I felt like he had so much history in real estate that clearly he would know how to do this. But he didn't have any history in flipping multi-unit buildings, and he had no history in Texas. And those 2 things were the destruction of the deal. So do the principals know this area, this asset class, and this neighborhood, and do they have a long history in doing that particular business? So that's tip number 3. Number 4, do a background check. It's really easy. It is so easy. I use TLO, which is by TransUnion, right? But in order to use TLO, I had to pass a background check in order to get access to having a TLO account. And if you're doing background checks on a regular basis, I strongly suggest TLO. It's economic, but it's also comprehensive. So I love TLO. But if you don't have TLO, that's not an excuse. You can buy background checks online pretty easily for anywhere from $60 to like $69 or $75. So buy online a background check for each principal. If there's more than one, do the more than one. There usually are 2 or 3 people that are experts in their particular piece of the deal. There's the finance guy, there's the lawyer, and then there's the project manager. And you might have only 2 of those, you might have 3 of those, but if you have 3 principals, look up all 3 principals and look up the name of the business that those principals have been involved in. Again, once you do a background check, it's worth paying for 3 different background checks on 3 principals and maybe a 4th one on the company. You can buy it online. Simply type into Google, background check on blank, and there'll be these websites that pop up and says they'll give you a background check of county records for $59. Okay? The 5th idea, actually talk to the references. We all know to ask for references. We all know, hey, who has invested with you before? Can I have a conversation with them? So we all know to ask for references. Actually call them. It's very simple. Ask very simple questions. Have you been successful in the deals you've been in? Have they paid you out successfully? Have you had any concerns up till now? And what are the things that you find are working best? Very simple core questions that hopefully open the door to being able to confirm, do they have a good reference with this guy, a good history with the guy? If you can't find anybody who has been paid out on a previous deal, you might consider not investing. If you can't find somebody or you can't prove that they've paid out on a previous deal, you might want to consider not investing with that person, with that principal. Just a suggestion. So those are my 5 simple ideas for how to vet a syndication. And of course, I'm going to add one more bonus idea because I love doing that. When I'm doing my own vetting, I ask myself some very simple questions when I'm actually reading and doing the vetting on a deal. I ask myself these very simple 2 sets of questions. How do I get paid? And how do they get paid? I want to understand, how do I get paid? I get paid Miss Waterfall, preferred return. I get payout at the end. I get paid when the building gets refinanced. How do I get paid? How do they get paid? Are they being paid during the entire life of the deal? Are they being paid at the end of the deal? How do they get paid? And is their pay greater than mine or greater than they're paying the investors? And if so, is there a good reason why they have earned that? How do I get paid? How do they get paid? The other question I ask myself is, how do I get out of the deal if I want to get out before the end? Because there usually is a page or 2, maybe even longer, of how you get out of the deal in case you need to sell out of the deal. And how do I get them out of the deal? If I do not like my principals, or I feel one of my principals is being unethical, how do I have the power to get them out? Sometimes you have no power to get them out. Sometimes you have to find them guilty in a court of law of criminal activity to get them out. Sometimes that information isn't in there. Sometimes you simply have to have a vote, a majority vote of voting members in order to change principles. But you want to understand how you get them out and if you can. So that's my 6th bonus tip for how to vet a syndicated deal. So I am Christina Suter. I am your host of the Real Estate Breakthrough Show. Please tune in every week for an educational segment, give you another quick idea on how you can possibly make your investing better. Go to ChristinaSuter.com to find more free information for you.